Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. I'm your host, Sir Stephen Topham at the third at your service. Now we're going to talk about little engines can do big things. Well, it is a true story, obviously, which I won't lie about it because it's all to do with me and Lady, which is true in every angle. And I'm not going to bullshit with the bush. I told you, I warned you, it's shown in front of you. Right? Our ancestors have done a lot more hard work for you than we are spoiling it for them, basically. So in every day, when people are work hard and they do it 24/7 and they work their hardest and everything else and unfolds naturally in front of you, people haven't got time to do all of this research, which is true. I'm not going to argue with that because it does put a lot of power on me because I'm a really useful engine and I can uphold the 060 format which is in my head, which is true why we do what we do. You know, when little engines can do big things, which I announced to Lady herself, wink wink, it all adds up. Right? When things given to you in black and white, don't throw them out and say, oh, they're gone balmy. Right? That's the first thing you should not done. Secondly, there is a reason for everything. Third, the NHS and the NSFT should know this from the day I was born and my lady Hatt herself. Right? I'm gonna give you the final piece of a puzzle. Right? A lot of you may not have time to do the work you want to do or work it out yourselves. Or you don't have the time because you're working for NHS or NSFT or any other department. If you're working in the pub, that's different. But when you've got family life on top of that, you've really got to think about it logically, right? These anagrams are real live pieces, right? When you take these pieces, they add up to who you meant to be with, right? This is not a joke. This is true. Every generation has to go through this cyclically, like a cycle, right? And a lot of people say, where's Richard? Where's Emily? Well, they're not born yet or they're not in the picture yet. Right? It takes time. Right? Of course. People have a lot to explain. They want questions they want answers for. Right? There's a lot of evidence put in front of your face when you don't realise what's unfolded. When I was behind Lady, I said little engines can do big things. Bang! Right? It should give you a hint and a clue there on Crystal. Right? It takes a while for somebody to absorb the same information I had. Right? Nobody's cuckoo, no one's mental, it's just the way it plays out. Right? When people want the answer so bloody badly, they got it. Now you have to really realise, oh shit. Yeah, well, your paperwork is a waste of money, waste of time, waste of space. Right? When you recorrect things, little pieces like this, when you've already understood what was unfolding, right? When people come into my own home and ask me questions, don't bother, because the answers will always will be in programs that you should be watching or answers that you need looking for, right? Some are in kids programs, some are in the adult programs, some are in the Bill, and a lot of the Murder She Wrote, and Star Trek, and then you add the rest, right? It all adds up, right? To make it fair and square, the Cooper family had two ladies in play, right? Which is not normal, don't get me wrong, two ladies, right? Okay, the first one was born on 14th of January 1959. The other was a little bit later. I won't give out that one anyway because it's classified to a point, right? The third one's on the loose, right? I know who she is, I know what it is, right? When I stated in my last podcast that told you the truth. Why? I would not lie in front of your face. In my head, I have to dish it out to get you off my back. Why? The last time I spoken to Andrew Mugden's wife to back off. Oh, she stabbed me in the back and kicked me off the premises because that's her husband's movements. Because he's Divas Diesel after all. What happened is he will cry wolf now. Because if the whole bloody thing that I know what will unfold, right? If it doesn't get corrected in time, things will not be the same for anybody. Everybody will be upset, depressed, don't know where to go through. I said I'm passing the information to you. You just have to follow it. Why? It's not a pattern that you can't get out of because it's a time loop to keep the family together. Right? When the bloodline thins out, then you've got to marry the person that had the grandchild. Right? You have to reverse it to go forward. So then everything comes click, click, click. Then our new friends and the connections that are coming in, my ad, right, will come together. But then you have to work out why. The answers were there, the clues were there, and everything else will fit into place. Right? There are things around you can't explain at the moment. Right? Diesel 10 the third will not come to Lady anyway. But that could have happened. Right? If you screwed up. Big time screw up. Right? When a lot of people work their hardest during the day and not realizing, okay, I'll work in the pub nearly every night and I'm getting like, yeah, I'll get treated well, I'll get respected well, blah blah blah, going down the line as it would do, and then you're ending up with this, right? A lot of you have to be realistic, right? There are a lot of reasons why there is a lot of ways going around this, right? StreamYard, Facebook, and YouTube knows this is real. This is not fiction. Never has been, never will be. Right? Britt Allcroft did a book on little engines can do big things. But the thing is, it's true as well. But you have to be realistic what's unfolding in front of your eyes. I said it takes a little time for another individual to absorb that lot of information in one bucket again to get her recorrected and go forward again. But then she has to realise, right? I already done my hard part. I don't need to lecture with you guys. I told you what you need to do, how to understand things like this, right? There were clues for me, and it was clues for her, right? In the day, adds in the picture and equalizes at the end, right? In the day, I can't run from my responsibilities, nor can she. Why? Because she knew what she was doing, so do I. I do empathise where she's coming from because it's all hard work for her, plus it's hard work for me, plus everything else. It's all family connected, it's not water connected. Why? Because the answers will always be around you. When people are around you and you're drinking alcohol and you're not thinking straight, don't bother going down that route because you just end up like a bloody diesel 10, the third that you don't want in the building. Right? When people are drunk, you don't talk to them. When they are respectful and polite and getting forward in their lives, if they all drank the same thing I did, they will just realise they're getting better and better in their lives. You see, people hide secrets and it stresses them out, which is what it's done, right? Because people didn't realise what was going round. I'm not mentioning names. I'm not mentioning about private connections. They're all part of it, yes. My connections, my private connections, my friends, my family, all of it. They all connected and they all come back to Norfolk to get to me because I'm their only thing they got left. Right? In the end of the day, Lady Hatt's there as well. Right? But you have to realistically figure out why. When Mr. C and C Jr. right, gave the clue out, bing bada boom, right? Everybody thought, what is wrong with this? What's right about this? And it all adds up. When people want things so badly, they have to wait a little bit. Because now, the individual that is safeguarding herself and me, right, we all have to be on safeguard mode now. This is not your fault entirely, but people ask questions and they want answers. They got it now. They can shut up be quiet, I said words. Why, I'm not going to be rude because I'm not what I said. I'm Thomas the Tank and the Fat Man. That's all I can process. Why? Because I'm too really useful. Right? When you think of me and Lady going down the Magic Railroad on a single track, why, I whistle blowed, yes, which I did, and because Lily said, "Let's Thomas," as example, so it goes back to Wilson, obviously, then things add up. Clues add up. I said there's a lot of reasons why all my family are all blood connected. Right? We don't often see a miracle happen that so quickly, right? We understand there's a little bit of time for people to absorb all of this information and realize they got it. Now they can leave me alone. Right? In the end of the day, because it's 2024, my mother was 24 years old when she had me. So when you think, oh, what? Bing, bada, boom, right? When it all adds up, 5 years old, I was on the platform of the Norfolk Railway, which is a Northwestern Railway Company. Right? My grandfather was still in charge, still alive for a little while longer, but the NHS fucked him up. So work it out. One big screw up. Right? In the day, I know what's unfolded, and I know what you've done. Right? We're not making the same mistake again and again, because it's not going to be happening twice. I whistleblowed because I was only behind her. I'm really useful engine behind Lady. Why? Lady's ahead of me. Right? Which is true. I won't lie about that. But when we are on the island of Sodor itself, when the answers come to you, you should be happy. Not sad or angry or pissed off. Nothing like that. It's a big, big responsibility, but it has to be done in a family. It normally stays in the family, but there's 8 billion people to think about. When you've got 8 billion people to think about, they know the story inside and out. The facts were given by the Americans and Australia and the rest of Europe to different languages, obviously on top. Then you got the United Kingdom that knows it all. Why? Because Sir Topham Hatt the first giving you all the keys you needed. All you need to do is activate them. Ding, 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 ding. Like a red flag. But in the end, it's saying yellow flag, green flag. Right? Poof! It's not like the new modern days where we have to do it by key by key by key to lead back to the families. We have to keep repeating the pattern all the time. Repeat it, repeat it, repeat it, repeat it. Why? 2 more times after me. Why? My son, my granddaughter. It all adds up. When one person, when if I give you a scenario that will open your eyes, I said little angels can do big things, but but you have to do what needs to be done, right? When I mentioned in my last few podcasts ago, when I said little things come first before big things, you got the big thing. Now you got to wait now because there's little things coming in, right? Little angels can do big things, yes. Lady and Thomas, myself and Lady, bang bang, right? We're not bad people. We're just privatised, right? In every day, if the truth comes out when it should, the year that should, the dates that come through, if everybody's been like rising me up to say it out loud, it's because there's too many people on board, right? Saying, we want to get on the train, we want to get on the train, right? The thing is, they can't go on the train until something unfolds naturally. Right? I understand there's principles of everything, right? We understand there is big, big things in play here. This is just not just a smaller piece in play here. It's a bigger piece on top, right? People know that there are in a family, we always have to maintain the family to keep the magic alive. We get that. But like Lily said, Lily goes to the island and she got this gold, what you call like gold, what you call when they go through the magic railroad, and Thomas is only far behind a little bit because I have to go through that little department as well. This is why I'm in my house. This is why I'm in my the Fat Controllers building, if you like to call it correctly. Why? A lot of people know what needs to be done next. Right, I'll come through that, ding ding, then I'll go through the magic buffers, bang, before I hit it anyway. I'm behind Lady, Lady goes in first, bang, then it goes me next, then everything is like Lily says, oh, there's Thomas, whistle blow, wee wee, wee wee, bang bang, on both sides. Right? When a lot of things come to light, it helps the individuals, myself and Lady, of course. But in the day, you've got to work out why. There's a lot of answers that still need explaining to you. You're not going to get it all in one bucket. Don't get me wrong. You may have the answers correct. Right? The answers are in front of my face, yes. But I've been very patient. I'm not being a bad guy. Right? So when I'm on the island and I said to Lady, little angels can do big things. Bang! That should tell you something there and then. I still have to do what needs to be done. Right? It's very difficult for people to understand what needs to play out. But with Margaret being 88 years old, she's witnessing the magic of herself. So when my great auntie Lily's daughter is watching this, watching every move, every watching detail, it all works out. Why do you think my family's coming back to me? Because they know certain things, right? You see, when people say, "Oh, we want this, we want that," I said, "Be patient. It's gonna take a little while now." Because when people want everything to unfold naturally, which it would, right? I get it. Right? There's clues around me, but I can't say nothing on the internet about him. Right? In the day, there are things that have to unfold naturally to a point. Of course, I'm doing the actions correct, yes, but I'm not the bad guy here. So, if you work it out now, Lily has already got the gold dust ready to put it in the air and ready to rock and roll and get the magic back and float. So, think about it like that. You know, when the whole thing comes together, it will slowly come together and we connect. But it's going to take a little while because there's a certain things we have to unfold naturally first before we can get down to that line. Even that, the answers were all there in black and white on Amazon. It's in Google, it's in YouTube, it's on StreamYard, it's on YouTube itself, on Autistics as well, telling me exactly why. Why, when people say 11 years ahead, 16 years below, boof. My mother spit the beans first, so that was her choice, not mine. Right, my mother Dr. Hatt did this before. Right, she's been through it and she doesn't need it again. Right, we got me, now you got to wait for her. Now she's got to clear her head out first before she can move forward. Right, I'm not going to put her in a difficult position because I'm not a bad person. We're both on safeguard mode now. Family protects family, not the other way round. So when it goes reverse, she will figure it out for herself and realize how did he crack it. Because I didn't ask many questions and I didn't ask for many answers. The answer was staring in front of my eyes, and I was too blind to see it. So when the answer's now given to you, you realize what is unfolded. But don't go round and saying, look, you know, in the day, I'm no asshole. Right? In the day, excuse my language, but it's a fact. When people ask me for a lot of stuff, questions and answers, Don't get all the answers at once. Even if it is classified and your password on your computer, delete all my files. Delete the NHS files. Why? Because Matthew Manson is classified dead. Why? Because Stephen Topham Hatt is here. So work it out. One has to survive with the other. It has to work both ways. People have warned me and told me my name has been also anagrammed into programs and TV shows and movies. So work it forward and go backwards as well. It all adds up. Then it comes back to Stephen Topham Hatt the third, which is me, which is now put into action, not words. So in the day, when people know the anagram name of me, right, through their lives, and they've been holding that little name on the top and never worked it out and realised that Matthew Stephen Manson is actually Stephen Topham Hatt the third. Now you've got that answer. Now you've got to wait for lady to really figure herself out. She's not balmy or anything. She's just hard working. You know, now she has to backtrack her little path to work out why. How did he work that out so quick? I said the Albion is off limits to the carnival. When the carnival comes through, don't go in there. Beware. Eyes and ears are everywhere, and plus the webcam and even the cameras are online. So when you want to be safeguarded, those cameras are on for safeguard purposes, not just for me, but for her as well. And at the end of the day, you've got to respect the person, but at the same time, you want all the truth out in one bucket. That's what's killing everybody off. So when you got the answers now you've got to wait a little bit. Be patient, be calm, be cool, and be collective. Don't put more stress on me because the answer's already there in black and white. So don't go asking for it. Look at it in reverse. Like Christopher Audrey stated, read between the lines of everything. Then it all adds up. Thank you very much in every angle.